everyone, it's Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace. Welcome back to my channel. We are here today to start on picking out pages for the signatures for the steampunk journal that I told you I would be starting. So I am at that point, and what I want to do, bring it just a little bit. What I want to do is just show you the kinds of things I'm looking at. I'm not going to actually pick out everything yet, but I want to show you what I'm looking at, and I will probably actually pick out specific things. Maybe not on camera, maybe on camera. I don't know yet. But anyway, I did want to show you what I was looking at. So this is a steampunk journal, and steampunk is a science fiction fantasy based on the Industrial Revolution. So it's kind of the Industrial Revolution time frame with fantastical transportation and things that you might find in today's world, but all of them in the steampunk world would be powered by steam. So it's during the Industrial Revolution, and it's kind of a fantasy steam-powered equipment and so forth. So some of the pages I'm looking at are, well, first, I'll tell you what. First, I'll show you what I know I'm going to use. And I am going to use Ephemera's Vintage Garden Gentlemen and Scholars kit first. That is going to be pages that I believe I'm going to use these as the first page of each signature. And I'm going to have 8 signatures, I hope. That's what I'm going to do. So I've already printed these out, and I printed them two-sided. So I will go through the first side and just go through. So I know I'm going to use these pages because I like the images on there. You know, it's got the hot air balloons. It's in that time frame. And it's called Gentlemen and Scholars. And see, here's the guy with the Google eyes that we all think of when we think of steampunk. Excuse me. So I'm going to be using these pages. I'll show you the front sides. These are all going to be what I consider the front side. I will fold them all in half, and they are the right size. I've sized them to be the correct size for the book I'm going to use, and I'm gutting a Reader's Digest. I have already done the base of the cover, not the decorating of the cover, but the base of the cover, and I will show you, I will put a link to that video in the description box, because I have a video on that process. So this is the back side of those pages. And so these, again, are going to be the beginning of each signature. And I have a decorative page for the beginning of each signature. So I have this. So those are pages I absolutely know I will use. Then what I have is these pages. This came from a book that I got at the thrift store that was nothing but papers like this to make paper airplanes. So it has the fold lines. You fold it in half, and you fold it here, and you fold it there. You remember how to make a paper airplane. So that's what these pages are. And I thought they were sort of steampunk looking. So I pulled out some that, to raise you up a little bit more, I pulled out some that I thought might go with the pages that I'm using. And these are double-sided. So that made that nice. And what I might do with these, I also would fold them in half, like so. I would put this one on the outside. And I thought I might put these in the center of each signature so that move these over so you got a little bit better view here. so that the inside of the signature, when you open it up, would be something to look at. So these will all be folded sideways like this, and they're a little bit smaller. I don't mind that. And then, you'll see the inside. This one is a little green. Don't know if I'll use that one or not. This one is probably a definite. This one I think would be a definite. But see, it'll just fold over, and then you'll have something on the inside. They're pretty much non-directional. And this is a repeat, but a different color. Love this one. This is probably my favorite one right here, is this one. I love this one. And you fold that over, and that'll make a nice inside. Or I could fold it this way and have this be on the inside. So these are ones that I think we need to use. I won't know until I get everything together to see whether even these colors work. And if they don't, there are some in here that I would use, not necessarily in the center, but some of the pages. I also have here, I'm going to use, these are from, I used to be in the wallpaper business. These are from a wallpaper book that shows you what the border looked like, and I cut it apart, but these are astrological signs. So I think I'm going to be using those for journaling cards or something. Here is an image from an old book, and it was a tip-in, so I have the tipped-in part. That's going to go in there. It won't go in as a page. I will do it as a tip-in, but I liked this image of, looks like something back in that day. This is from a calendar, and it is the cover of an 1870 almanac, Atlantic Almanac. So I'm going to use that. I may just glue this to a page. I don't know yet how I'm going to use it. I'm going to use, or I will probably use, this is a book on Michelangelo that's in German. So I probably will use a couple of those. This is some coffee dye tracing paper. Probably will use that. Those are more ephemera things. These are more ephemera things. This is a little bit bright, but I may coffee dye that and see if I can dull that color down a little bit. I like that image. These pages came from a very old book, and what I like to do with these is cut out the center, and I'll put 2 pages, and they're quite thick pages. I'll put 2 pages together, and I'll put either a printed vellum or a printed acetate sheet in between them, and I'll make that be a page. So I'm thinking about that. Don't know if I'll use that or not. This came from a paper pad, and it has the little goggle thingies there. So that was going to go in another journal that it didn't go in, so that may or may not go in. These scrapbooking papers are possibilities. The scrapbooking paper is possibility. I will need to coffee dye it or print it on the other side. These pages are from a mechanic's manual, and they are like, this one is Boeing 747. All of these pages are for a Boeing 747. So I will use some of these pages, especially the ones that have a diagram on both sides. So that's going to be a lot of those, and I will use some of those in there. I was going to use these. I love these, but they are too big, and I don't want to cut off any of this image. So I won't use these in this book. I'll have to do another kind of book another day for those. So I won't be using that. This is some more of the Ephemera's Vintage Garden add-on pieces, and I will be using these as part of the embellishing. So let me just quickly flip through these. Then I have a couple more. I will be using these acetate numbers. They are on acetate. So I will be using these to some degree. Then I have this, it looks almost like leather scrapbooking paper. This is 8.5 by 11. This is probably not going to be a page, but it may be the inside front cover, or this may be the inside front cover. I am not sure yet. This is kind of lightweight, so I'm not sure about that yet. I do think it's pretty, and I think it would look nice, but I'm just not totally positive about that one. As far as other pages go, this is some pages from a Mayan calendar. This is from a Mayan calendar. I may or may not use these. I just was pulling out things that I thought I might use. This is I've got some wrapping paper that are on this craft that are advertising pieces. Those won't be pages, but for ephemera. This is stationery. I will coffee dye that maybe and use it. This is a cardstock sort of, and it's an inspection sheet. I will need to cut it down, so I probably will cut the red off and the name of the company maybe off, and use this as a page possibly. I have a few of those. That's a possibility. I've just pulled together some things that I thought were possibilities. These labels I may use, not as page, but as ephemera. I will probably use, this is chemistry formula paper. It's kind of like grid paper, but it's the, honeycomb chemistry look formula. Here is just some heavier paper, watercolor paper that was basically damaged, and I might use that. Music sheet, music, where you write down the music notes on, some of that possibly. So I have a lot of things here. This is out of a coloring book, doodle coloring kind of book. This is vintage graph paper. I may use some of that. That will need to be coffee dyed as well, or maybe not. I may use this, which is a sticky thing. It's like a Post-it note, but it's big, so I would put something on the back. It's just white on the back, and fold this in half and use that. I've used that in another book, and it turns out really nice. I also have this 8.5 by 11 sheet that looks like vintage money. I may use that. I may not. That's just a possibility. I have this sheet, which would need to be cut down. I'll probably will use it this way and have it be a short sheet, and it would have to be cut down, but I'll leave the typewriter on there. This is a possibility. I just have some craft paper, 8.5 by 11 craft paper is a possibility. These are some sheets from a typography book that I got at Ollie's, and so some of these pages are possibilities as pages and or ephemera. So I can cut these apart. I love these. When I was in college, I worked at an engraving printing company, and I worked in the area that used these dies to print letterheads and things, and so this has a fond memory for me. So these may get used. And then I have a few other printed sheets. This is from the Steampunk Ephemera's Vintage Garden Steampunk Voyage. This sheet, I did it upside down, so I will just be cutting out parts of that one. So we have Steampunk Voyage, which may be some sheets that I use as well. These are not printed at the right. They would be smaller pages. They're not printed big enough, but I still can use them because I like to use smaller pages and bigger pages and envelopes and, just so that you have different size papers and things. So that's some of the papers I'm going to use or may use. And I will tell you that I will probably I'm going to try to do 8 signatures if I can find cover pages enough for the cover of 8 signatures, because I like that one to be a decorative. Let me show you some of the other things I might use page-wise that could help with that. But I hope to do 8 signatures, and I'm going to do maybe 4 to 6, maybe 8 pages in each signature, but no more than 8. I found that more than that in the size book this is going to be would be too much. So that's where we are on this, and this is some of the things that I am going to use. Now, let me show you some scrapbooking paper that I am also going to use, I believe, I hope. I have some Stamperia papers. So I have a Lady Vagabond, and this is Lady Vagabond here. I may or may not use elements out of this. I may or may not use her. There is no purple anywhere else that I will be using that I have a little bit of purple in this. But anyway, I don't know yet what I will exactly do with these, but these are beautiful papers. And I can use some of these things if I don't use, love this, the clocks are great. So this is great. So I love some of these images, whether I actually use her or not, I'm not sure. But that is a stamp pad, a scrapbooking pad that I have. I also have Mr. Vagabond, and I will be using some things out of this. I've already cut a couple of things out that I know will be, from this page, that I know will be journaling cards. But here's the guy from this. Love this page. See, I could use this as a half page. I would have to cut it down because it would be too tall, because this is 8 and my book is only 7 1/4. So I would have to cut down the height of this, or I could fussy cut him out and use him on another page. But this one is more enticing to me to use than the Lady Vagabond. Love this image. This is a great image right here. So that's probably going to go in there whether I fussy cut it out or whether I do something else. Love this page. This is a great page. So this is probably going to have some things, whether they're used as pages or not is yet to be seen. This is the wallpaper border that I was showing you. Oh, let me get back to it here. My fingers don't want to work. I showed you these. And these are what comes in the front of the book to show you what's in the book if you just want a thumbnail of what's in the book. And this is actually the border, and this is the only piece I have. Well, this piece came off of this. I may or may not use that one. That is Virgo. This is Leo. I probably will use this one. But I just thought that might be kind of fun. This is the only part of the border that I have. It came out of a wall covering book, but I have these little images that were on the front pages that was showing you what you could find in this particular wallpaper book. So that was just a book of borders I'm going to use. Then we have, this is another Stamperia. It's called Around the World. It has these hot air balloons in it. This car, this is kind of big. I don't know if I can actually show you what's in there. I like the plane, but there are some things in this. Whoops, turning it the wrong way and tearing it apart. There are some things in this that I might also use, and I will probably use some map pages, but I'm going to get that from a real atlas, I think. So I love these for journaling cards, even the Paris. Even this, all of those, and even that. So that page I certainly will probably use. So that's some of my ideas. Love these. Probably will use most of these. Love this paper on this side. So that's going to be some maybe ephemera out of this. Not sure. I love to use I don't think I'm going to be able to in this book because it's not big enough, but this is a better one to use. I love to use these certificate papers because the borders are just beautiful, and this one would be great to use. Sorry for the glare. I haven't opened it yet, but I found this at the thrift store. Well, no, I found this one at Ollie's for $2, $1.99. Love the color of this. If I cut this all the way down, all the way around, take this white border off or cream border off, I almost can use this. I'll have to cut it probably all the way into here. So I'm not sure I want to go to that trouble and waste that much border on that. So that's a maybe. Not sure on that one. And then a couple of books that I thought I might use is I have capsules, and I bought this at a book sale last year. And all of these have capitals of all the states in the United States. And it's, let's see what copyright is. Copyright is 1954. Yes, 1954. Aren't you impressed? That's Roman numerals, and I could figure it out real quick. 1954, but all the pictures are sideways. So I could fold this in half. Sideways, and it would be upright correctly in the book. Just take this picture. This could then be in the center of the signature, opened up to the center, so you would have something. And, you know, just buildings. I think just buildings are something that I can use in a journal such as this. So I may or may not. It's a thought. Hadn't decided completely yet. I will use some pages from this. This also came from the thrift store. Complicated Watches and Their Repair. And it is from 1956. Well, 57 was the last copyright. No, that's 1977. It says it right up here. But it has these inside watch images. You can't see very good, can you? Let's see if that's better. So I've got these. These pages are already aged, so they do not have to be coffee dyed. And I probably will use some of these pages, certainly some of the images I would cut out of watches, the insides. So that's going to be some things that will be used. So that's definite. And what else? Got this image that came from somewhere, a book from somewhere, that I will use. It reminds me, it is a more modern thing, but it reminds me of a Ferris wheel-ish thing. So that may or may not get used. I don't know yet. This little piece of scrapbooking paper I liked. It's got the map on the back. I have more of this with the street map, and I like that, so that may get used. But anyway, so that is pretty much... Oh, let me show you one more thing. I have some more 12 by 12. I have lots of scrapbooking paper. This is Tattered Time. This has... this is nice. This has... these tickets are nice. This has some of these things are nice. It has gears on this, which is nice. These are nice. The handwriting is nice. This is really nice. I really like this, so I will be using this also. And this I will be cutting out if I don't use the page. I'll have to cut the page down if I do use it, because this is 12 by 12. But you know, use some of these things, and I will show you in a moment. And then I have this one that's called Antiquities, that it's double-sided, which is nice. This other one is not double-sided, but the double-sided is nice, and it has images like this. I'm showing it to you sideways because it's hard to show you otherwise. This is where This is where that other book page, that's a camera. So some of these, love this one. This one will possibly get used. So this is, some of this may go in also in this journal. I mean, the possibilities are endless as to the styles that you can use in this. I may use some of this. I'm not sure. Oh, I have another Stamperia. Aha. I bet that is the steampunk one. Some of these things, smaller things from this might work. Not sure yet, but that's a possibility. Ah, this is Stamperia. Time is an Illusion. And I may even cut that part out and use that. Oh, that might be a good title even. So I might do that. But this is a 12 by 12 Stamperia pad. Time is an Illusion. And I have it here because I thought it had some images and things that could be used. I love this. Some grungy things. That's kind of cool. I'm trying to show you both sides if I can. How long is forever? Sometimes just 1 second. So, possibly some of this. It's got some of the right colors in it. And then I also have the Alchemy Stamperia. I love Stamperia paper, can you tell? It's really great paper. Love it. But this has some astronomy type things in it that I thought, let's see, I love this. I think that would be good. This, I think, would be good to use in this journal. And say those would be journaling cards on the back side. I also like these bookmarks. This one especially, and this one is cool. So I'm thinking that I could use some things out of this. I love the numbers. Could use some of those. This is a bee lady. Love the sun, the moon, and this little contraption right here is really cool. So I can see the possibility of using a few things out of this. Maybe not a whole sheet, maybe just bits and pieces. Love that. Isn't that beautiful? Now that could be a sheet. That could be a page. I might use that as a cover. Oh, yeah, see the back side's good too. I might use that as a cover of one of the signatures if I don't have enough of the other. Ooh, that's cool too. Now see, that one's cool too. So I think this, oh, see, this is cool. Right there could be used. Anything that's sort of supernatural-ish, cogs, wheels, so forth. This is Tim Holtz. This is an old paper pad called Dapper. I've pulled it out because, well, I just thought there might be some things. This might be cool. Some things that could be used. It says anything that has gears on it is going to work. But I thought there were some things in here that might work. And there's another. I didn't pull it out. I just looked at it a few minutes ago before I started this video. That may, another Tim Holtz that may work as well. So that is some other scrapbooking paper I might use. And this is all, that was all 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. And I have been working on a lot of ephemera. This is my box of ephemera. Pull you up. This is my box of ephemera. And this is where I've picked up stamps. This is from the dollar store. I'm collecting, that's just a piece of paper. I'm collecting, see, I love this. Postcard from, looks like 1912. Yeah, 1912. Which I think will work beautifully in there. It's just some scraps of paper. Some more stickers from the Dollar Tree. Got a number of things. Love these. They're kind of puffy, but they're all sort of copper and metal looking. Some feathers. And so I've got all kinds of things in here. I have been collecting things. I was going to show you. I've been making some ephemera. So here is a little notebook that I've made that's going to go in there. And this is made with aluminum foil attached to craft cardstock, sewn around, and I colored it with alcohol inks. And I wanted it to have a metal look. And then this is die cut from Tim Holtz. And then I have steampunk on there. So that is a piece of ephemera I think is going to work out well. This is some pieces that I have picked up along the way, somewhere along the way that I think might work. Some frames that might work. I have lots of things. Lots and lots of things. I also have some other things in here I was going to show you. It might not be in here. But anyway, so I have a whole box full of things here that I need to go through and decide what to use. But that will be later. We will be decorating together, so that is going to come later. Just wanted to give you an idea. So I have lots to work with. And that is kind of a quick, brief overview of the kinds of things I'm going to put in here and use. So I will let you go, and I hope you will come along with me on this journey, because I think it'll be fun. And I'm calling it steampunk, but it is steampunk-ish. It might not have, well, I don't know. I guess the term is relative. It's what you think it should be. And so I hope you'll come along on this journey and go with me. Like I said, by the time I do the next video, I may already have pages pulled and put together, the signatures, not sewn in, but just pulled together. And then from there, we can start decorating and that sort of thing. So welcome, come along, and I hope you enjoy watching me build this book. Thanks for watching. Bye.